thousands of the remaining Gazans being marched with their hands up and backpacks on their backs to southern Gaza. They are being expelled forcibly. This is the satellite imagery, and we also do have the additional footage here. You could kind of see as this zooms in. The hands are up for many of these Gazans. They don't want to get shot. They have the white flags as they march down to southern Gaza to show that these are civilians trying to make their way down. This is coordinated by the IDF. The IDF is rounding up the remaining Gazans. 1.3 million people, or 1.1, I believe it was 1.1 million people were asked to evacuate northern Gaza. At this point, the number, I believe, is around 700,000 have evacuated to the south. At this point, I believe 1.3 million people are displaced, are internally displaced. So these are people that are no longer, for whatever reason, able to go home. They're either in parking lots down in southern Gaza. They're staying with whoever they might know. They're crowded into hospitals, into schools, into anywhere that they can find. But their homes themselves are destroyed, or they've been forced to flee because the IDF says if they don't, they're going to be bombed. There's quite a few people who've stayed in the north part of Gaza. They don't have the option to leave. They might be elderly, unable to move very easily. They might have family that are in the hospital. They don't want to leave them behind. Doctors and nurses are staying behind in the hospitals and saying, if we die, we die, but we're here to help. We're here to save lives. So it's a very dire situation. With that video, IDF Spock, Jonathan Kornrikis, he actually said, as he played this video on his Twitter account, he is the official IDF spokesperson. You see him all over the news. He's all over CNN and Fox and everywhere. And as he plays this video of these Gazans being forcibly displaced with their hands in the air, backpacks on their back, so they can't even carry stuff with them. I mean, imagine, look around your home right now. Look around how comfortably you live. And imagine being told you have to leave and the only thing you could take is a backpack. You don't really have much food to take because there isn't much food in Gaza. You don't have any bottled waters to take because they've run out. But all you could take with you is what you could pack in your bag. You don't even get a sleeping bag or a mattress. You don't know where you're going to go. He says, for the fourth consecutive day, we are facilitating the safe evacuation. We are facilitating the safe evacuation of Gazan civilians from the combat area to relative safety in the south. Tell me more about not caring for the safety of non-combatants. Yeah. Okay. Well, it is good that they are being escorted by the IDF south, that they are being protected, and that they won't be in a caravan like this. They're not likely to be bombed in airstrikes by Israel because they are being escorted by the IDF, and they've got the white flags up, so Israel knows not to bomb these civilians. So that is, I'll give him credit, that's a good thing. But think about what they're actually doing. This is an expulsion. These people are being forced to flee their homes. And the only reason why they're unsafe is because the IDF is targeting their homes. The IDF is blowing their homes up. So the IDF is saying, look at how kind I am by escorting you to safety. Well, the only reason why you're escorting me to safety is because you're terrorizing me by saying you're going to blow up my house. It's a real twisted way. Not only that, but they're not providing these people. This is not some, oh, look at how nice we are and great, how we care for the safety of these non-combatants. They then are expelling these people. Once they get them across the line that they've set up, they have a zone and they say, you need to get south of this line. These people are going south, but then they have nowhere to go. They don't have tents or mattresses or food or blankets. They don't have anything. They're being crammed into parking lots. The situation is dire. This isn't a humanitarian win for Israel to say that we are caring about the safety of non-combatants when you force them out of their homes with nowhere for them to go other than just get on the other side of town. I don't care what you do. I don't care where you go. I don't care where you sleep. I don't know what you're going to eat. I don't know how you're going to have any water. I don't know anything. I don't care. Go south, get to the other side of town. That is what Israel's doing. They're saying, but we'll give you safe passage. We'll let you, because their goal is to get all these people out of there. They're doing a forced expulsion, getting everybody out of northern Gaza into southern Gaza. They're cutting the strip in half, forcing all the Gazans into it. And the big question is, will these people be allowed to return home? Well, the track record on that is very poor with Israel. They haven't allowed people to go back and claim their homes. They've typically just leveled places and said they're not safe for you to return. So we're not going to let you. They allow a decade to go by and then they start building settlements. So they might say for a decade, no, no one could go back to the north. It's unsafe. The buildings are structurally now unsound. We're still, we don't want, for security reasons, for safety reasons, we're not going to let you come back home. As they clear off the land, they say, well, we got to clear it all out because it's a safety reason. And then they just put settlements in there and they don't allow the Gazans back. That is the fear. That is what the history has shown us. So it's a very real fear. It's not an unfounded one. And this is the conditions are dire in Gaza. I want to read you this tweet. This is from Abdalhadi, and he says here, I had the opportunity to communicate with some members of my family. The situation is unbelievable. Hungry dogs are eating the remains of bodies buried under the rubble in Gaza City. The smell of decay pervades the city. There will be a catastrophic health consequences. Food and clean water are scarce. One of my nieces was taken to the hospital because of lack of food 2 days ago. People are beginning to experience starvation in its most literal sense. They spend 7 hours in line to receive a single piece of bread for each member of the family. When food is found, it's exorbitantly expensive. If this continues before our very eyes, it will turn into a horrendous black moment in human history. Look at this video here. This is a little, a kid. This is just a kid removing, you can see the adults there, but you see those little skinny arms? That's a kid trying to remove the rubble from their own body. They're buried under the rubble after an airstrike. And as these adults are pulling these heavy pieces of concrete off of this kid, you could see that kid also trying to help pull the concrete off of their body. People can survive buried under rubble for quite some time if people can get to them, or they're just buried alive and they die.